Yeah, hello guys. Welcome to my YouTube page. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube page. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to look at how to register for the DV lottery. So let's start. So you can get your laptop or maybe your desktop computer. Either you have an access, maybe you can try and get yourself a modem and let's start this. Or you can get to a cafe, get an internet connection, or maybe a wireless internet connection from your phone, or maybe any internet connection from a wireless access, maybe Wi-Fi, or maybe any wireless access point, so that we can start with this exercise. So looking at this DV lottery is an opportunity whereby international immigrants or maybe any foreigner can have access into US in getting the green card. So here I have my browser here. So after having access to the internet connection, please let's click on the Google Chrome, or maybe if you have Internet Explorer or maybe Microsoft Edge on your system, maybe on your laptop or maybe on your desktop computer, then you click on it. So let's click on. So for me, I will be using Google Chrome. So for me, I will click on Google Chrome. So after clicking on Google Chrome will just open an interface for me where I will search for the DV lottery. So I will move on to the address bar and type DV lottery. So it will bring a lot of information. So you see a lot of information. Don't forget that this time you are searching for DV lottery. So they will bring different websites. So please make sure that you look for, after searching for DV lottery, make sure that you look for dvprogram.state.gov. That's the secured, or that's the site that we are going to work in. So please don't work in any other site apart from this particular site. That's dvprogram.state.gov. Please don't work in any other website apart from this particular website. Don't work in any other website. Use this particular website, that's dvprogram.state.gov. So you select it. So after selecting it, they have their home page. Then with the home page, you will see some features. So let me show you some features and these features will tell you that we are dealing with the right website. So when you come here, you will see the first feature that I'm going to show it to you is this particular feature. That's the locker feature here. You see a symbol in the form of a locker. So let's click on it. So when you click on it, you see an information here, and they are saying that connection is secure, and they are saying that your information, for example your password, your credit card numbers, is private when it is sent to this site. So it means that we are dealing with the right website. Thank you. So when you come here, so we have a certificate here. You can click on it to show the certificate. Okay, so it means that you have to check this particular symbol, or you have to check this particular symbol first before you start working in any website. Okay, so with this particular website, we have a home page here, or the home page interface. So this home page interface has been grouped into, let me say, about 4 or 5 columns. So let's count it. We have the first one, that's the entry instruction section here. Second one, which is the photo instruction section, that's the second one. Then we have the third one, which is the begin entry section. Then we also have the check status section. That's the forward and we have 4 steps that we have to follow. But this time we are going to follow 3 steps. So let's start from the top. So and I was saying that when you launch your browser, after launching your browser, either your Google Chrome, your Internet Explorer, your Microsoft Edge browser, you make sure that after entering, or maybe after typing your website address, you make sure that you look for this particular symbol. Make sure that you look for this particular symbol so that you'll be able to know that you are dealing with the right website. Please, I hope I am clear. So that you make sure that you are dealing with the right website. So let's come to the first section, or let's come to this section. That's the welcome section. And this particular section is giving us some information about the DV lottery, and they are saying that it's giving us some information here. It's telling us that the program has been open, or the program is now open. It's now open, and they are saying that the submission period for DV 2023 is from 12 p.m. on October 6th, which is 2021, to November 9th, 2021. So it means that there is a range. So we are supposed to fill the form within this particular range. So we are supposed to fill the form from 6th October to, which is 9th November. Please, I hope it's clear. Then they are saying that the entry form will only be available for submission during this period, and this period only. Entries will not be accepted through the US portal services. So it means that during this period, which is from 6 October 2021 to 9th November 2021, we can do the entry within this period. So it means that after 9th, which is on the 10th, it means that you cannot, or maybe your entry will not be accepted. Is it clear, please? Okay. And they are saying that entries will not be accepted through the US Postal Service. So it means that we cannot post it. We cannot send it through mails or post office. We cannot send it through the normal post office. So let's move on to the first part, or the first section, or the second section. So we are done with the beginning section, which is the welcome section. We are now moving on to the second section, which is they are saying that we have 2 columns for the instructions. So we have to read the instructions first before we can move on to begin with the entry. So the instruction, we have the entry instruction column. So we have to take our time, go through this, because if with this particular section, it can even disqualify the applicant. It can even disqualify you from applying. You can even apply it, and this particular section can even disqualify you. So they are saying that please read DV 2023 entry instruction carefully. Entrants may be disqualified for not completing the entry form correctly, or by submitting more than one entry. Use the link below to view the instructions. So there is an instruction here, and they are saying that applicants can be disqualified can be disqualified for doing what? They are saying that if you don't fill the form correctly, you can be disqualified. Then they are saying that when you submit more than one, you are supposed to submit one form, only one form. So it means that this year you submit one form. Next year, if you are applying, then you submit one form. Don't submit two forms. When you submit two or more forms, you will be disqualified. Submit only one form. Only one form, only one form. When you submit two forms, you will be disqualified. Then they are saying that entrants may be disqualified for not completing the entry form correctly. When you make any mistake, date of birth, you interchange it. The month, day, year, when you interchange it, you can be disqualified. So they are saying that they have given us entry instruction here. They are saying that there is an instruction here. You can click on this particular one. It will open for you. Then you read more. This is the link is loading. Then you read more about the instruction. So now let's move on to the next instruction. That's the photo instruction. So the instructions is here. That's the diversity visa instruction. So the instruction is here. Instruction is here. So you can just open it. Then you read about the instruction. Okay. Then they also have a photo instruction, and they are saying that before beginning the entry process, verify that your picture and pictures for any dependents fully comply with the DV entry photo requirements included in the DV 2023 instruction. Your case will be disqualified if you submit a non-compliant photo. So they are saying that when you submit a picture which is not part of their requirement, so they have a requirement for a picture size and a picture dimension, they have a requirement for it. So when you submit a picture which is not in confinement or which is not part of their dimension that they have provided, you can also be disqualified. So please, you make sure that you follow the instruction. Then the picture size should be 600 by 600 pixels. Your picture size should be 600 by 600 pixels. Make sure that your picture size is 600 by 600 pixels. So let's go back. Let's do a revision here. Here, the entry, they are saying that you make sure that you provide the correct information. Date of birth, don't interchange it. Don't interchange your date of birth. If you are submitting a form, submit one form. Submitting more than one entry, they are saying that you will be disqualified. Entrants may be disqualified for not completing the entry form. For not completing the entry form correctly. When you make any mistake, you'll be disqualified. And they are saying that entrants may be disqualified for doing what? For submitting more than one entry. So applicants, you and I, we can be disqualified when we make a mistake on our form. You and I, we can be disqualified when we submit two or more forms. So please make sure that your date of birth, your day, month, and the year, you check it. Don't interchange it. Then submit only one form. Then the photo size, I said the photo size, there's a requirement for it. The photo size, you have to use 600 by 600 pixels. If you submit any picture which is more than 600 by 600 pixels, you will be disqualified. So you can click on this link, then you read a lot about the instruction, then you come to the photo instruction column. There's a photo example here. You can as well click on it. And I was saying that with the photo instruction, the photo size or the requirement should be 600 by 600 pixels. The photo should be 600 by 600 pixels. So it is here. It is here. And they are saying that these are acceptable visa photos. So they are saying that your picture, at least the background should be clear. You should be having a white background. The background should be clear. At least your face, they should be able to see your face clearly. Your picture shouldn't be blurred. That is what they are saying. And let's check the requirements for the picture size. So the requirement for the picture size is also here. They are saying that the image dimensions must be in a square form. So it should be in a square form. So that is, the height must be equal to the width. And they are saying the minimum acceptable dimensions are 600 by 600 pixels. So the minimum is 600 by 600 pixels. And the maximum is 1200 by 1200 pixels. So there is the picture requirement. And the color, that should be in colored. Then they are saying the file format should be JPEG. So it's there. You can either get any picture tool, then use it to do your editing. Use it to do your editing. So you have a lot of picture tools there. Then they are saying that the image must be less than or equal to 240 kilobytes. So the image shouldn't be more than 240 kilobytes. So it should be less than 240 kilobytes. So please, you take note of the image. So your image should be 600 by 600 pixels. That's the most important thing. Make sure that your image is 600 by 600 pixels. So you can click on the photo example here, or you can go to the photo instructions column, then read about the photos as well. Then let's move on to another section. There's another section which is the begin entry column or begin entry section. So we have a button here, and they are saying that the entry form is prepared in two parts. They are saying that one for the primary entrance and one for derivatives, if any. Each part must be completed correctly and completely before going to the next part. After all parts are completed, the entry will be submitted to the DV 2023 Processing Center. So it means that we are now going to begin with the entry. Then there is another section below the begin entry column. So the begin entry button is always activated in October, between October and November. So after November, they will just take this button off. Then the check status will be there. The check status is used to check for entries. So we are now doing the entry in October and November. So in May, that is in May 7th, 2022, that is where we can check the entry. So we are now doing the entry in May. We are now doing the entry in October. We are doing the entry within October 6th, 2021 and November 9th, 2021. So we can now check it. We can check it in May 7th, 2022. Please, I hope it's clear. That is where we will use this button to check our status, whether if we qualified for the program or not. So now let's come to the begin entry column or the begin entry section. So you click on the begin entry. So after clicking on the begin entry, you see a security feature here or the authentication code here. So you come to the authentication code, then you type. So each form comes with an authentication code, and they are saying, so after entering the authentication code, or when you click on the begin entry, they will automatically give you an estimated time of 30 minutes. So we are supposed to work not we are not supposed to we are supposed to work within a time frame of 30 minutes. We are not supposed to work sorry we are not supposed to go beyond 30 minutes. If only you are interested in the program, you are supposed to work within a time frame of 30 minutes. So after typing we have to be fast within at this side. You have to be fast because the time will not read. It will only be there, but at least you have to check your clock, or maybe you have to check your time. At least work within this time frame, either 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then you finish, then you save it. That's all. So with the form too, you see the security feature is still there. So you see dvprogram.state.gov, then you see a / application.aspx. So the security feature is still there, so which is telling us that our connection is still secured. So we have the form here. Then with the part 1, which is the entrant information, the applicant's information, you can type your family name, which is here, or your surname should be here. Your first name should be here. Then your middle name, if you have a middle name, it should be here. So family name or surname should be here. First name or your Christian name or your first name should be here. Middle name should also be here. Let me repeat myself again. Your family name should be here, or your last name should be here. First name should be here. Middle name, if you have any middle name, it should be here. Okay, then let's move on. We also have a gender. If you are male, select male. If you are female, then you select female. Then, so when you click on it, it will come. Female, then you click on it, it will come. Then, date of birth. With the date of birth, make sure at least you provide the right date of birth. So with the date of birth, so you can type this. So the 07, which stands for what? July. Then you go to the day. So day, maybe you can type any day here. Then the year, make sure that you enter the year. Is it clear, please? When you type 18, which means that you are making a mistake. When you type 18, it means that you are making a mistake. Months, we don't have an 18th month. Months only end in 12 months. We only have 12 months. So it's either you type 01 for January, 02 for February, 03 for March, 04 for April, 05 for May. So January, February, March, April, May. So 05 for May. Then your day, that is where you can type maybe either 25th, 26th, 30th, 31st. This is where you are supposed to enter your day. And the year, 1980, 1980, This is where you are supposed to do that. So make sure that you don't interchange it. Don't enter the day here, month, and a year. Please, supposed to be month, day, and year. Then you move on to another column or another section, that is city where you were born. So the city where you were born, you are supposed to enter the city. So you enter the birth city. Do not enter the district, the country, or the state. Please just enter the city where you were born. So if you have a birth certificate, you can pick your birth certificate and check the city from there. If it's provided on the birth certificate, you can check it on it. You can check it from the birth certificate. Then country where you were born. So you can come to this column or this part, then you search for your country. So you can search for your country from here. So we have Ghana here, Germany is here, Greece is here. So we have a lot of countries here. India is here, Ireland is here, Iran, Iraq, okay. Nigeria is also here. So you can search for your country. Just search for your country. Nigeria is also here. Niger is also here. New Zealand is also here. Netherlands is also here. So you search for your country. Just search for your country where you were born. Search for it. Then, after searching for your country, then after searching for your country, then they are saying that they have a column here. They are saying country of eligibility for the DV program. So this is an instruct. This part, just select your country. If your country falls within this DV lottery program, just select your country and just ignore this column. Then you move on to the 7th section. That is, they need a passport information, your passport details. So your passport information, they need your personal details on the passport. So it means that your personal details on the passport should be the same as the information that you provided at the first part of the entry. So it means that the first part of the entry, you entered your last name or your family name, your first name and your middle name. So you make sure that your details on the passport should be the same as that's the 7th and the first details should be the same. Don't give details that are not the same. So it means that your last name on the passport should be the same as the last name that you provided. First name should be the same. Middle name, if you have any, should be the same. Then you go to the passport number. So you enter the passport number. Then you come to the passport expiration date. That is the month that the passport will expire. Then the day that it will expire and the year that your passport will expire. Then you go and look for the country where you were issued that passport. So if you were issued a passport in Angola, you search for Angola and select Angola. So if you were issued a passport in Algeria, you search for Algeria and select Algeria. If you were issued a passport in Australia, select it and click on it. Okay. And they also have a passport exemption column for countries that are not required to use or that are not. So if you are not supposed to submit your details, it's here. passport exemption. So I am not required to submit passport information because I am stateless or maybe no nationality, a national or a communist control country, and unable to obtain a passport from my government, unable to obtain a passport. So they have some passport exemption column here where you can give a reason why you can't give out your details for the passport. Then, so that is the first part for that's the entry. These are the entry. So we learn something about the entry under the entry instruction. So we are now moving on to the photo part. That's the photo. So after your editing and everything, I made mention that your photo, the background should be white, because they are saying that photographs must be submitted at the time of EDV entry. Photographs that do not comply with the specifications. So I made mention that there is a requirement. You have to go by their requirement. If you want the program, you have to go by their requirement. Then they are saying that our photos should be recent, so must be taken in the last 6 months. Then they are saying that the background should be white. Then they are saying that composition of the photos, at least your ears should be shown, at least should be smiling a little bit. Then unacceptable backgrounds are grounds for disqualification of the entire entry. You can be disqualified. Even the photo section can even disqualify you. That's what I said. Then they are saying that any manipulation of photograph that alters the facial expression. So when you alter the picture, you can also be disqualified. And they are saying that, like, maybe you are trying to do some editing, maybe you are trying to edit the picture for it to look more beautiful, you can be disqualified. They want your natural beauty. Just snap the picture, just upload it for them. But you should make sure that at least the picture is natural. They don't want you to add any other thing to it. So here they are saying that just take a new digital image, scan it, and just send it to them. That's all. They don't want you to be adding any facial, maybe for you to be editing the picture on the system. Just take the picture and just upload it. Make sure that your background is white. So after taking the picture, then you go to your system and choose and go to your location and just go and select the picture and just upload it for them. That is all. Then you move on to your mailing address. So your mailing address, they are saying that it's optional. The mailing address is optional, so you can choose to leave that particular portion. But if you have a mailing address, you can provide it, but it's optional. And we have a country here, so your country, you should be providing your country details here. Then country where you live today, then your phone number, and your phone number column to the saying that is optional. But you make sure that your email address is always active, because if you are selected, they are saying that this email address will be used to provide you with additional information if you are selected. So you should make sure that at least your email address is always active, but the phone number column is optional. And here is school or educational level. So they only want your educational level. There is not part of the requirement. It will not disqualify you. So they only want your educational level. They want to know your highest level of education. So you can provide your highest level of education here. they will not disqualify you, so you can provide it here. Then you move on to your marital status. So the marital status, you can, so if you are not married, if you are single, then you select marriage. If you are married, they are saying I'm married and my spouse is not a US citizen. So married and my spouse is a US citizen. So these are the details here. If you are separated, maybe divorced, you can select it here. A widower or maybe a widow, you can select it here. Legally separated too, you can also select the option. And marriage, they will ask of the number of children, so you are supposed to enter the number of children here. Then when you select marriage, they will ask of the details. They will ask of so married, then maybe then so at this side, oh, it means that I've exhausted my time. It means that I've exhausted my time. So have you seen? So it means that you are supposed to go within the time frame. You are not supposed to spend more than 30 minutes on one form, else you only waste your time on the form. You are not supposed to spend more than 30 minutes on one form. Don't spend more than 30 minutes on one form. Don't spend more than 30 minutes on one form. So after providing all these details, then you click on continue. So when you click on continue, it will also take you to another portion where you will continue with the rest of the entries. Then you save it, then that's all. So this is the beginning part. So please, thank you for watching my video, and please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you for watching my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more educative